How well are you embracing your journey through life at the moment? We are really being tested and challenged with COVID-19 and the lockdown. And how are you feeling? What are the thoughts that are dominating your mind? Some people find it extremely difficult to look outside of their situation at times like this, and others just embrace the opportunity for change. Why is that? Could it be that they have a difference in mindset? Today, I'd like to show you how you can improve your experience of life through the power of gratitude. And it's easy, a habit with huge benefits. What is gratitude? Is it a habit? Or is it an attitude? Or a personality trait? Or what about a moral virtue or an opportunity to embrace change? I think it's all of the above. But more importantly, it's the way in which you view your world. It's the choice to look for positive and not stay entwined with what's happening negatively. Scientists have proven that people who practice gratitude regularly get to activate their pleasure brain, which creates feeling of happiness and contentment. And studies have shown that if you practice regularly, you will sleep better. You will suffer less from stress, anxiety, depression. You'll have more energy and better moods. Who doesn't want any of that? Today, I want to share my story with you because I believe it's an example of how you can actually turn your life around even if your situation is really bad. It helped me to change and improve my life experience. When I was 30, my mother committed suicide. She was an addict, a gambler, and really battled with depression. Being an addict meant that life was hard for her. She was restless and extremely volatile. One day she went missing. My brother and I were absolutely beside ourselves. Where was she? Had she passed out in a ditch somewhere? Was she gambling in some seedy joint? Or had she had a car accident? We searched. We drove around, we phoned around, and no luck. The next day, I'm driving my soon-to-be stepdaughter to her piano lesson when my cell phone rang. And this policeman said, "Do you know Jean Edmondson?" "Yes, she's my mother." And with that, my cell phone battery died. My heart was pounding in my chest, and I actually can't remember breathing between that point and getting home to put my phone on charge. Some farm workers had found her in her car behind a huge anthill. She had shot herself and left a note that said, "God forgive me." Now, to explain the trauma of what you go through after that, the shock, the sadness, the grief, the shame, the blame, the what ifs, the if onlys, and honestly, don't get me started on the anger. I was so mad at her for doing what she did to us kids. I was consumed by it all. For years, I punished myself and beat myself up until one moment of gratitude that caused a massive shift for me. It changed my thinking from what I had lost to what I had, and also encouraged me to take huge action. The moment came when we were driving into town to see friends, and there I was in the passenger seat, a usual day for me where the sadness was rolling down my cheeks, when Richard, my boyfriend, looked across and in the sweetest, kindest voice said, "You've got me now. I'm here for you." I knew right there and then that I had to make a change, or I was going to lose what I had in my life. I searched for someone to talk to, someone to offload the darkness that was going on in my head. And don't get me wrong, I had loving family members and friends around me, but I needed someone I didn't know, who I could truly offload to. And my only option seemed to be a psychologist. And I have a little giggle because in those days, if you were going to a psychologist, there was something not right up here. And boy, I wasn't ready to be labeled. But I had made a decision and I was going to improve my life experience. And I found a chap who was really amazing. And in a few short sessions, he taught me something really valuable. He taught me that it's not about me. It was about her life, her journey, and her decision to make. I felt free. Since her death all those years ago, I have been absolutely amazed at how the universe has steered me to right here. I have had many twists and turns in my career, and I have found myself becoming a listener, a mentor, a coach, perhaps even a healer. The exact same person that I needed then, I have turned out to be. And through my coaching, I'm able to heal myself and others. And through my coaching, it's made me realize that I want to reach out to the people out there who can't get to find somebody to help them or get to a psychologist or a mentor. I had tools that I wanted to share with a bigger audience, but I was never quite sure how I was going to go about it. And then one day, a friend said to me, "Evelyn, you should do it through a gratitude journal." To be honest, I wasn't convinced that that was the right thing to do. And then one day thought, could that be a whisper from the universe? It was a perfect idea. And in December 2019, I launched my very own gratitude journal. A special book filled with tools that can help people out there that can't always get to have someone to help them. They now have something they can work on alone and get through their challenges. For example, I am sure, I speak for myself and everyone out there, we all go through a period where we have pity parties, where we feel such self-pity and we don't know how we're going to get out of our situation. There is a section in the book that helps you to move from victim to survivor. There are other chapters on facing your fears and being brave, like those moments even in your career where you want to step up and you think, can I do it? Am I good enough? There is a section to help you. There's a section to help with values, and I've included some fun tricks too. Gratitude has made a huge difference to my life, and it's something I try to live by every day because I know it's going to keep me positive about my future and, more importantly, focused on the right now, right here. Let's have a look at how you can practice gratitude. It's easy. All you need to do is think about one thing every day that you're grateful for. It's that easy. Write it down. And I'm talking about ordinary things like opening your window in the morning and hearing the birds making a noise. Singing a song would be better at it. What about having a coffee brought to you in the morning? My husband is well trained. Having an easy ride to the office in the morning, having a hearty laugh with a friend, or even being greeted or thanked for something. It's important that you write it down, because writing down what you're grateful for consciously makes you think about your gratitude. And it stops the negativity and actually the negative thoughts from getting involved while you're writing it down. Be creative. Think out the box if you want to. I prefer to write my gratitude in the morning before I start my work day, but I know a lot of people that prefer to do it in the evening. Fit it into your day so that it remains an easy habit and it suits you. And if you want to be more specific in your gratitude, that's great too. Think about, for example, my husband brings me coffee in the morning. So I would say, today I'm grateful to Richard for bringing me coffee. But now you can add, because he knows that when he does that, he brightens up my day. You're just adding a little bit more to your one-liner. I also encourage you to think about others when you're writing down your gratitude, because it's the substance of our relationships that helps us live a happier life. How does gratitude improve your life experience? Let's have a look at some of the ways. The first is, when you're looking for reasons to be grateful every day, you start to change your thinking patterns, and with it comes the rewiring of your brain. You're no longer obsessing on the negative and starting to think of the positive. And like I said earlier, your brain activates the pleasure spot, if you like. It's the prefrontal cortex where it all happens. And this is where it remembers, it retains positive experiences and thoughts, which you can use to deflect the negative ones, if you like. I ask you, what are you grateful for today? Can you think of one thing? If so, write it down. You've begun your habit of practicing gratitude. What about when you're scrolling through social media and all you see are your friends showing off? Well, there's good news, because you cannot feel envy and gratitude at the same time. Gratitude actually prevents you from fixating on what you don't have and focused on what you do. You no longer want and pin your happiness on something you're going to get or you're waiting for. You become more content with what you've got right now. More committed, and it's actually not even committed, more connected, if you like, to the ordinary things in your life, big and small. So you become more aware of what's going on around you and what you take for granted. Is it a thing or is it a person? Could there be something or someone you're taking for granted right now? Have a think about it. Gratitude doesn't only help us to identify what's happening on the outside, but also on the inside. You start to feel kinder to yourself. In fact, I actually put down that big stick that continuously drives me. And I became more aware of what my talents were and my strengths. Now, I don't know about you, but I have spent many hours trying to work out what's my unique selling point, what makes me different. When in fact, by just practicing gratitude, it comes naturally. And with that, you become more of your authentic self. And isn't that something we all long to be? To get rid of all these facades we put up because we believe that we should be acting this way or that way, when in fact, all we really desire is to be our authentic self. What about hardships and times of stress? Gosh, now is a perfect time to talk about that. It is extremely difficult to look for something to be grateful for when life is hard. But I encourage you to just look for that one thing. Because then your whole situation is actually not 100% bad. And when you look for one thing, you start to think of another and another. And before you know it, you have moved from victim mentality to someone who is a survivor and ready to deal with their challenge. Your focus on your situation shifts. You turn denial into acceptance. You feel more positive and brave to take the next step to get out of your situation. It actually encourages you to keep positive and look for the positive, even when it feels like your life is a complete and utter challenge. It's not about blocking out your difficulties. It's about retraining your brain to cope with those difficulties with a positive mind. That positive foundation that you've built of gratitude and stored in your brain. Let's look at relationships. How would you rate yourself as a partner? When you get home after a long day at the office, do you dump the negativity that you've had to deal with? Or do you think of something positive to share? Do you practice kindness, spoiling your partner, or do you save that for Valentine's Day? What about your focus in the relationship? Are you focusing on your partner's positive points? Okay, this one is actually quite useful because we all have relationships where at moments you want to send your partner on a very long journey just to get them out of your space. But by bringing your awareness back to their positive qualities completely changes your mind shift and keeps your relationship in a mutual, or should I say mutually appreciative state. What about being aware of their desires and their wants? Do you encourage and support, or is it all about you? I love it when somebody does something thoughtful for me, and generally, at some point, I repay that thoughtfulness. Don't you love it when someone does something kind or nice for you? It starts to change your relationship into a cycle where you mutually appreciate each other. And that is a great one for the office because we spend so much time working. And if we don't have that as supportive, strong foundation in the office between people, it makes life difficult and actually you don't enjoy your job. The satisfaction drains right out of it. So by encouraging yourself and others to be thoughtful and to act in an appreciative way, you build a strong bond. And in fact, gratitude is known as the social glue because it binds people together, whether it's your partner, your colleague, a family member. In fact, the researchers call it the find, remind, and bind. It helps you to find people in your life that are good for you, a positive tribe. It reminds you of the positive qualities of the people in your life, and that way you're less likely to take them for granted. And thirdly, it helps bind you because there is, as I said, this mutually appreciative behavior pattern between you. So it does bind you to your partners, your colleagues, and your family members. It appears that women are more likely to practice gratitude than men. For years and years, men have found it as a sign of weakness by doing anything that improves their mental health. And I believe that those times are changing. Men go to the gym to condition their bodies. Why not use gratitude to condition your mind? I do believe that men want to make a change to a more positive state of mind. We know our minds love to cling to the negativity. Why not use an easy habit with huge benefits? What about parents? Who of you are parents? Wow, I feel sorry for you right now with this lockdown. It's schoolwork, housework, your work, partnerships, you're all under the same roof. Sorry. I almost feel like this bit is wrong timing, because what I'm going to do now is to encourage you to teach your children gratitude. Why do I hear a lot of people muttering, going, ungrateful brats, I'm not going to teach them gratitude? Now is the time, and it starts with us as parents. Why not teach them at the end of the day when you're having dinner to share what they're grateful for? Every night you can do that, and you start to help them to connect with the ordinary things in life and not the fancy toys that they may or may not have. It also helps with self-esteem. I mean, these poor kids today, they really have a lot to cope with. And if you can build their self-esteem, their foundation of goodness, it helps them to cope. They're not looking for things they don't have. They're content with what they do have. And that grounding starts with us as parents. It's important that you look at their attributes. For example, when my daughter Gabriella packs the dishwasher, she does it not happy. But I make a point of saying, Gabriella, thank you for being kind and helping me by packing the dishwasher. Because even though she's not happy doing her chore, she is being reaffirmed with goodness that what she's doing is kind. I ask you to embrace as a parent this challenge of teaching your children, our children, to appreciate the ordinary things in life. It's not easy to commit to a new habit. It's not always easy to practice gratitude when times are tough. But I encourage you to embrace this habit, because what you're doing, once again, is you're training your brain to remember the positive things and the positive thoughts, so that when you are challenged by negativity, you're able to hit it head on without falling into that pond of self-pity. There are other ways you can practice gratitude. One way is to say thank you and really mean it. If somebody does something for you, be grateful. Say thank you from the heart. I love it when someone thanks me and they really mean it. What about sending somebody a message if they do something kind for you? Thank you for doing that. Or a card of appreciation. I've mentioned that you can do the dinner table thing. Another way to add on to that is if you got your children, or all of you, the whole family, to write down on a piece of paper what you're grateful for, you can then put it into a beautifully decorated box or jar, something you can get your children to do. Gratitude is full of benefits. It helps you to keep positive. It helps you to show love and appreciation. It helps you to deal with challenges and deflect negativity. It helps you to look for the good things. I really urge you to embrace gratitude because I know it will make a difference in your life experience. Before I end off, I'd like to just go back to my story, if you don't mind, because there's two other huge life lessons that I learned. And the first is about choice. We have the freedom to choose what our attitude is going to be. Is it going to be grateful or envious? Is it going to be positive or negative? We get to choose what attitude we take out every day. Again, wouldn't that habit of gratitude just help make our choice easier? And the second lesson is, it's our journey. It's our life and our decision. What are you going to decide on to help keep your life experience one that's happy and joyous? When I talk about things like listening to the birds sing or giving or having a hug from a child or a laugh with a friend, doesn't that feel great in your body? Makes you feel lighter and more joyous. Please try gratitude. Give this habit a go. It really is easy. If you need any help with prompts on how to get started with gratitude, or if you'd like a copy of my journal, please feel free to contact me. And now, before we leave, I would love you to join me on a meditation where we can really anchor the feeling of gratitude. Find a relaxed and comfortable position. You may want to sit in a chair, lie down, or even sit on a cushion on the floor. Whatever feels comfortable for you. Rest your hands and slowly close your eyes. Notice how your body feels. Allow your body and your mind to relax by tuning into your breath. Feel the natural flow of your breathing. Feel your shoulders relax and your body soften as you breathe in and out. By focusing on your breath, you allow your mind to let go of the clutter and the noise. And just by connecting to your breath, you feel calm and peaceful. Now I'd like you to think of someone you feel most grateful for. This could be a partner, a family member, a colleague, a child, a friend, or even someone in your community. Someone you care about, or someone you've known for a long time, or even someone who's recently done something nice for you. Who springs into your awareness? Allow that vision and appreciation to settle within you. In your mind, thank them for the role they play in your life. And feel the appreciation anchor in your heart. is there something specific you can be grateful for today? Ask yourself, what am I grateful for today? What am I grateful for today? Allow the thoughts to come. They may come in the form of images or even feelings. Could be someone or something around you or even inside you. What am I grateful for today? Feel how your body responds to that gratefulness. Feel how the appreciation sits in your heart. Anchor that feeling. Keep that feeling treasured right in your heart space. Know that we can experience that feeling by choosing to be grateful every day. In this magnificent world we live in, there is so much we can appreciate. You can choose the beauty and power of gratitude every day. Take a deep breath in, and when you breathe out, bring your awareness back to your body. And when you're ready, open your eyes. Sending love and gratitude. Thank you for listening to me, and good luck with your new habit. I know it's going to improve your life experience.